Hi, Taurus. Peace and many blessings to you. I'm Gemstone. This is your October reading. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the Anarchy deck all the way through this reading. I'm still going to start off with your more general reading, then get into the more specific areas of your life. So I'm just going to get straight into it just in case this video cuts off. And so your first card is the Six of Swords with the Nine of Rods reversed. And you got the Queen of Swords, which Capricorn also received, and then you have the Four of Cups. And Capricorn received that card in the same position as well, which is kind of interesting. Um, so the Six of Swords is to me a card where it just shows that things are getting progressively better. Like it's slow but sure, but it's like moving in the right direction where there's been difficulties previously. The Nine of Rods is kind of saying, I feel like for some of you guys, you don't have any more fight left in you. Like maybe for some of you, you had to walk away from a situation because you just couldn't handle it anymore. And where you before was prepared to stand your ground and to continue on the fight, it's like you just decided that either it's not worth it, or you're just putting too much energy in trying to defend yourself that you just can't be bothered anymore. And maybe it's like maybe this standing your ground has is it maybe it served its purpose at a certain point, like it helped you to progress in some kind of way, this standing your ground. But the issue with it is that it's just not, it's just it's not seeing you, get to where you want to be almost. So I think that's why maybe like you may have just left it alone, or you decided that maybe that's not the right approach to have anymore. Or again, you just wasn't bothered to keep on doing um doing that, so maybe you just gave up. The Queen of Swords is kind of saying that again, maybe you had to pick your battles in a certain scenario. Maybe you've really put yourself out there in terms of um showing that you can manage, showing that you can get through the challenges on your own, showing that you have what it takes to, like, it's not that you're not strong. Like I see a lot of strength in your cards at the same time, but it's just saying that sometimes in life you have to pick your battles, and not everything is a fight. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just have to say, "Do you know what, let's just leave this alone, because this is just, we're not getting anywhere with this." The Four of Cups is almost like saying that if somebody tries to make up with you or tries to make peace with you, you're not going to have it. Like you're just like, I'm just over this situation. So I feel like this card could be speaking of if you've had issues with people in the past, disagreements, arguments, challenges in relationships, or something like that. It's kind of saying like this is the time where you just can't be bothered with that energy anymore. And I think that there's somebody that you're either deciding to cut out for good, or you're ignoring them, or you just don't want to communicate with them. And again, that might have been a harsh decision to make, but I think that it's like you're fed up with this individual, and you're just sort of coming off really like just really uh I don't it's not aggression, it's more like you're just kind of, I just can't be bothered, like that kind of thing. That's kind of what I'm feeling. And that kind of makes you appear distant towards them, and just like you don't have any feelings in this situation anymore. Um so yeah, it's like you just want to be left alone. You could be a bit grumpy at times this month as well. Like maybe because of certain issues you're having with people, you might just be feeling grumpier, or like a bit more set in your ways. And so you can be a bit of a party pooper. I see you being with this Four of Cups. Like if you see him, like he just looks like he's just like, I'm not even going to enjoy what's going on around me, I'm just going to be miserable. And especially with that Nine of Rods, he looks miserable as well, and it's reversed, so he's like, I just can't be bothered, I'm just going to be angry. So but be careful with that kind of energy. Yeah, sometimes sometimes stuff can happen and you just peed off, but don't let it stop you from having fun, basically. Your financial cards are the Emperor with the Eight of Cups. Even this, the general reading could have been speaking to this scenario as well. Only because the Eight of Cups kind of sees you um walking away from some kind of dominating figure, or walking away from somebody that just again, it could be even disagreements that you've had with this person, or maybe this person is the one that actually makes you go away, or like, or makes you um want to leave a situation behind. Again, when the Eight of Cups shows up, it's like emotions have been left behind. But then I always feel like when this, well, not always, but sometimes when this card shows up, it can be you leaving with a heavy heart. And this person that you're dealing with is like, they just don't care. Like, they're the kind of person that, if you think the Queen of Swords can be harsh at times, like, to me, the Emperor can be like even more harsh, because the Emperor is like, he thinks about the whole empire. He thinks about what is best for all. And sometimes he may not make all the right choices. He may make a choice that is based on ego, that is based on, just something that just seems to work at that time. But then at the same time, he does have to be responsible for everybody else. So because of that, if they kind of feel like there's somebody in this picture that either doesn't work, doesn't fit, or that is going to sort of compromise what he's working towards building, he will be quick to get rid of that person, and to be like, you know what, you can't be in this situation anymore with me. So I feel like you're gonna have conflict with somebody that you work for. That's what I'm seeing here. I think there's conflict with somebody that you work for, and I think that you may stand up against this person, but this person has more power and more influence than you do. So it's like, if you don't want to cause issues with this person, you have to. I it pains me to say this because I'm just not that kind of person. Maybe because I have issues when it comes to like certain authority figures, and I'm that kind of person. Sometimes I say too much and don't know when to stop. so but I think what this card is saying is, if you don't want to mess up a work situation, you may have to be a bit more silent, because I think that if you express how you really feel about a scenario, or if you try and make this person feel like they're not the boss, like you're trying to take authority like over them, they are gonna just be like, you better go, you better leave, because they're gonna look at you as being a threat to them. And that's what I'm really seeing here. Somebody that may feel threatened by you. And they might feel threatened by the fact of the way you're coming off, or that you're very opinionated, or that again you speak your mind. And yeah, they may not go for that. So be careful this month, Taurus. Um, for those of you that are in relationships, you have the King of Rods with the Lovers. I like this combination. The King of Rods to me is like somebody that is just coming in, like you just see him, like he's walking in, he's walking into this relationship, he's walking in, and cuddling up to this woman. And so to me, it's like it's showing that you are going to be meeting somebody, and this person more than likely is going to be a fire sign. So they could be like an Aries, Leo, and or Sagittarius. And I think that you and this person are really going to hit it off. You're going to have a good time. It's going to be good. I feel like you and this person are going to feel like each other's like other half. So if you're in a relationship, it's just saying that you guys are gonna merge together, and it's just gonna work in October. Things are just gonna feel good relationship wise. And so even if this person isn't exactly a fire sign, they may have that kind of fire sign energy. So again, they may be confident, just charming, and have this kind of charisma about them. They're fun, they're witty, um they're fast on their feet, they're quite cheeky as well. So and then when it comes to sexual encounters, they could be really good in the bedroom though. So but I feel like it's gonna be fun regardless of what's happening. It's good, it's fun, it's exciting, it's that kind of energy. So it's all good. And so even if you're with somebody and they don't have that, like they're not a King of Rods exactly, like they're not a fire sign, that kind of energy is just coming into a relationship. So or being revived in a relationship. But for those of you that are single, you have Justice. Justice has shown up a few times as well. I think Justice showed up for Capricorn as well. And the Two of Swords. And it's like, do you know what? For those of you that are not in relationships, that these cards are big like choices and decisions cards. And it's almost like saying you, maybe for those of you that are not in relationships, you might be thinking more about your work situation than somebody coming into your life. Like, I don't think it could be, but I feel like maybe that's where your focus is more going to lie if you don't have a love interest right now. And again, you have two big like choice cards. Both are like reflecting the same message. Justice is like the major arcana version of like, having to make these big decisions, and then this is like the minor version, whereas again, it's like it's the swords kind of energy, but it's like the two, so you have a choice. But then this card always, to me, like its interpretation in the Anake kind of makes it look like he's just walking away, like he's done. Like, it's almost like either he couldn't make a choice and he just said, I'm just gonna walk away, I'm gonna pick the third option, I can't be asked. Or it could be a situation where it's like he has made the choice and he's just kind of over the situation, so he's just decided, I'm just leaving. So it's it's telling me it could go either way. It could be maybe you have a love interest that you're not actually in a relationship with and you decide to walk away from them. It could be that. But I'm feeling more that it's speaking to your work situation, and it's sort of saying that you have to make some really rational choices when it comes to your situation this month. Don't rush with these choices. Make sure it's the correct one. Make sure everything is fair and just. And but I kind of see you having to walk away from a scenario. So yeah, do let me know how that plays out for you. But for those of you, for everybody, and that's the Taurus, these are your spiritual cards. It's the Hermit and the Knight of Rods. What the Hermit is telling me is you might be spending a bit of time by yourself, being very reflective, really thinking about, what is it that I really want out of life, or what is it that I need to um what is it that I need to do differently? What is it that I need in order for me to feel like a greater sense of meaning or a greater sense of purpose from what I'm doing. So but it's like you're gonna have to give yourself that time to really work that out. The Knight of Rods is kind of saying, it's like this, I don't know, these cards, like I always see them as like, so many of the cards I always look at whether they seem to fit together or whether they seem to contrast each other. And these seem to be like quite contrasting cards, because where it feels like he's being so mature and he's like looking at things from this higher perspective and he's just being very thoughtful, this one is just rushing in and looking like he's making a mess of everything. So I feel like it's saying, don't rush in, give yourself the time that you need. This is a really good time to be reflective. It's a good time to ask yourself the big questions in life about what direction your life is heading in. What can you do to feel more fulfilled? What can you do to again bring more meaning into your life? The Hermit is a card that shows that you're in search of something greater. It's that point where you reach that level of maturity where you start to see that there's more to life than just what meets the eye. There's more to life than just materialism. There's more to life than just waking up for work at 7 o'clock and then coming back at 5:30 at home. It's like the card that teaches you that all of these things that we tend to do in our day-to-day lives really doesn't have much meaning unless we find a deeper purpose, a deeper experience in our lives that makes us feel really connected, not only to the earth, but makes us feel connected to spirit, and really has us look at our lives for what they really are, what is beyond just the everyday experience. And so I think that's kind of where you're at this point spiritually. And the Knight of Rods could be saying that maybe you are inspired to take some action based on these thoughts or these feelings that you're having, or this soul searching, because that's what the Hermit really is about. It's about soul searching. Where does your soul lie? Where does your purpose lie? So the Knight of Rods could be saying that maybe this way of thinking is leading you towards that purpose, is leading you towards something that is going to be that is going to inspire you, or maybe even some kind of spiritual teacher is inspiring you to think more this way. But don't rush into any decision making. Don't really give your time to contemplate and take time with this with these thoughts, with these feelings. So because I feel like the more sort of spiritual mature side of you is really trying to direct you, and but I think this other side that that may be a little bit less mature in a sense, could be just wanting you to just take a chance and just dive in. Or even when it comes to altercations with people, it can be the energy that wants you to just fight and just argue and be just in the moment in that way. But then it's like the hermit would say, don't just be quick to speak, or don't be quick to just argue. Actually be the wiser one, be the more mature one, be the bigger person in the scenario. So yes, that's your reading, Taurus. Peace and many blessings to you. I hope you have a good October. Bye.